Man, I'm excited today. I'm up today, baby. Not because I got a 1963 split window. Nah, it ain't that, man. It ain't that. But that'd be good too. See, I got a call that really put something in my body, man. Gave me that, that snap your finger, man. Try 5, 55, 56, 57, 10, fin. Rusto, it wasn't that either. Truck. Nah, I got a call from a brother. Got a call and he said, I am approved, Mr. Johnson. He went to, it felt like jumping all up and down. I'm on the way. Be there in a couple of weeks. They approved it, Mr. Johnson. Can you believe it? I said, baby, God can do all things. I believe it. I'm coming. They got my transfer in on my probation. They approved your company for me to work for. Oh, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I'm coming. Hey, man, how do you deal with being on the other side of that cage? How do you deal with being on the other side of that cage of mental anguish, of emotional trauma, the cage of addiction to alcoholism, drugs, and high-risk situations? How do you get on the other side of that legal cage? How do you get on the other side of the prison system cage? How do you get on the other side and make it? I want to talk to you about being a second chance employer. I am a second chance employer. I've been one for many, many years and not going to stop anytime soon. Because individuals need help. You need support. You need to be in a positive atmosphere. You need someone pushing you forward. And if you can be gainfully employed in the process, you will be amazed at how that will make an impact. I want to encourage you today. Hey, man, I'm telling you, this is the most exciting part of my week. I've had individuals from all over, literally the country, contact me about cars. Somebody in Atlanta, they sent me some paperwork on some cars they want to build. Got information out of Florida. Got information out of Mississippi. All this on my desk. They want to build cars. Houston, Texas, one a Camaro, one of this. And listen, let me tell you, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's what we do now. And I love that. I love that. We're going to look it over. We're going to get back with you. That's what we do, baby. We build cars. But we build people also. And individuals who have a history of drugs, alcohol, high-risk situations, or history of being in the system, they're going to need some support. Let me give you some numbers. Relapse, addiction. Do you know that when someone chooses to walk a new path and says, Daddy, Mama, I'm going to shake the drugs, do you know in the first year, 70% fail? The first year. Now, the difference between drugs and some of the other things we seek to overcome, as time goes on, you would think the number drops. You ever heard the saying, once an addict, always an addict? You have to live that battle every single day. Someone's been going to AA for 40 years and they says, my name is X and I'm an alcoholic. There's a battle there. But who's going to support them? Who's going to give them a family to be a part of? 70%. Now, what does that mean? 7 out of 10 who consume, digested a chemical substance. Now, why did they do it? Normally, it's because of emotional trauma and mental issues and just a poor family structure. And there are many things that cause that. The bottom line is 7 out of 10 who put it in their body decide to stop. 7 out of 10 gonna put it back in their body. Isn't that tough? Now let's go to the convicted felon rate. Do you understand that in the first 3 years, the recidivism rate is about 78%? What does that mean? That means there's a turnstile. There's just a revolving door. Almost 8 out of 10 felons, whether you've done 20 years, 5 years, 3 months, how do you get out and you'll go right back in 3 years? Well, it gets a little better in 5. Now it's 70%. So I want to talk to you today about the 30%. I want to talk to you about the 30% of addicts that make it and the 30% of felons that make it. Because we have to support those individuals so that they can have success. And I know there's a lot of individuals listening to the sound of my voice, a lot of individuals with powerful companies, and I know you're already engaged in this space. Thumbs up, we salute you. But it's going to take more. I don't mean no harm. I got a bunch of staff people. I can't handle for so many. You know, when I get about 25 or 30 people, you know, on that payroll, when I get to 31, I'm like, I can only hire so many. And when you start talking about that 30%, either the 30% that has shaken the drug, or you're part of that 30% that said, I'm not returning to a life of crime. What I've seen is that society will shame those individuals when you should celebrate them. Shout out to my cousin, Sin. She may be listening. I can remember vividly as a little boy. And I can share her story because she rolled her shoulders back and she proud of it. Now that's one you don't want to try to shame. I would do that if I was you. She's been clean and sober and living a bountiful life for many, many years. But I remember being a little boy. And I remember my aunt coming over to the house and these two sisters talking, my mama and her sister. And they were in Georgia, and my cousin, they said, was somewhere in Florida. Well, I come from some crazy folk. Sometimes I think about my mama and my auntie, they were something else. Do you know they got in the car, like a TV show, drove down to Florida and said, we're going to get them. %. They went and got her 30-some years ago. Didn't know where she was, took pictures, asked questions. We didn't have no internet back then like that. And told her, you gonna get your butt in this car. You coming back home. I remember being young and seeing, I was amazed that they found her. Like the Sunday night movie. I was shocked that she came. But I remember the trauma. She had a lot of support. But there was still whispers over here and whispers over there. Just a shaming process. Oh, cuz up now. Oh, cuz up now. She's talking about the 30%. So this young man has a great opportunity. And we're going to give him a shot, man. I'm going to give him a chance. Will he make it? Only he knows. But one thing we're going to give him a puncher's chance, man. We're going to give him a shot. I told you about the story before. Young man never been in trouble before. He's probably 35, 40 years of age. Never been in trouble before. Life happens. At the wrong moment, wrong time, he makes a poor choice in life. Judge considers what happened. Judge say, you know what, I'm going to show you some grace. And I'm going to give you some probation. He gets out. He said, man, I can't find a job, Mr. Johnson. I love working on cars. Will you give me a shot? I said, we'll hire you. He said, well, the only problem is we got to see if we can get it approved. I need you to write a letter. You got to send the letter to X. The state has to take a consideration. They're going to call you and call the staff. They also say they check out the staff and things of that nature, and check out the company to make sure it's a healthy environment for me to come into. And they also check out where I'm going to stay. Mr. Johnson, will you do that for me? Will you? I know it's a lot to ask. I said it'd be my honor and my pleasure, baby. We'll get the letter over to you and all that. So that was, I don't know, 45, 60 days ago. So today, yesterday actually, we get the call last night. And he say, I'm in, baby. They approved you for me to come work there. And they approved Texas for me to come work there. I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited for his family. I talked to his father. I want y'all to hear me. We talking about what? That 30% on both sides. Talked to his daddy. He said, thank you. Thank you for helping my son. Thank you, man. Won't nobody around here hire him. He can't get a job. But he's a good boy. I know my son. He made a mistake, Mr. Johnson. You could just hear him trying to convince me. Pops, it's okay, baby. It's okay. Let him come. We're going to love him, and I'm going to pay him a good salary. And I'm going to be hard on him, Daddy. As long as he come, keep his head down and want to produce, we're going to get him back on top. Don't you worry about him, Pops. Send him our way. You be confident. Texas got it. You all, it's going to take us. It's going to take us. This platform is all about restoration. It's all about redemption. It's all about rejuvenation. It's going to take all of us. Many of you who follow me, support me, you have businesses. Many of my clients have businesses. You got some big ones too. Just how one? Just one. Now, what are you going to get? Nothing. But you will help that one. You'll be amazed at how that family needs it, man. But I will tell you what you get. My whole team is empowered. Not only am I empowered, our whole team is empowered. And, when you give somebody a chance, normally they come in fighting. They become one of the best employees you have. But some don't make it. But you did your part, and you tried. I had a young lady, when you start talking about this addiction, it does not know any zip code. It does not know north, east, west, south. It's not a Texas thing. It's not an Oklahoma thing. It's not a New York thing. Addiction is now hitting everybody. What about the opioid crisis we see? It is tearing the suburbs up. What about the meth crisis? It is tearing the rural community up. What about the cocaine crisis? Well, we know what that did to the entertainment community, the wealth community. What about the hard cocaine crisis? Well, we know what that did to the inner city. Can you see that evil? It's all throughout. And then once you get it in your body, remember, 70% just can't shake it. But I want to talk to you today about that 30 and how hard it is and how difficult it is. And this company is committed to helping them. I had a young lady that I've known most of her life. Grandfather calls and said, we can't do nothing with her. I said, what's wrong? Man, we just can't, she can't shake it. We tried to put her in rehab. She just can't shake it. Said she can't. So I flew there. It's a wealthy family involved in the oil business. Every resource she could imagine is right here. Granddaddy is right here. She been in church. And everything you think you're supposed to do, they did it. It's an evil in the earth. And it takes good people, man, to help that 30%. Maybe 70 don't want to change. But what about that 30, man? We got to go get them. So I bring her out to my ranch and my family, and she comes a part of our family. I tell Pops, hey, if she want to go, she can come to Texas. I gainfully employ her, give her a fresh start. I give her the lessons of recovery that I've learned and the lessons of redemption and rejuvenation. I was shared with her. So she comes and, a lot of folks get caught up in land and ranch and this and that. But, I got an apartment there. I call it the upper room. A lot of people across this country. A lot of children, a lot of young people, 20 and 21 and 18. I bring them in and let them stay there. Let them sit down and eat at my table. Let them wash clothes at my washing machine. Let them work at my business. Give them a check that I sign. Why? Somebody got to reach out to that 30%. I never forgot about my auntie and my mama. But I haven't forgotten my own life. I'm a part of the 30. I ain't part of the 70. I'm part of the 30, but I'm only part of the 30 because somebody invested in me. Somebody chose to help me and love on me. It's hard, y'all. So she comes in and we're praying for her. And she stayed here maybe 6 months. And one of the hardest times I hope I'm helping you. Just on my heart today. I'm so excited about the brother, the state approving him to come into Texas. Let me give a shout out to the officials in Florida who saw something in this young man's life. You didn't stereotype this young man, even though he's in a stereotypical system. But you said, you know what? You gonna make it, son. We're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go. So then Texas say, man, we don't want no crime in our state. Now, don't mess with Texas. Texas say, let us check everything out. Let us check out the company. Let us check out wherever you're going to stay. All that check out, we're going to let you come. Texas let him come. Thank you, Texas, for letting that young man come. Means a lot to me. I'm sure it means a lot to him. It means a lot to his daddy. Big deal. Young lady, Gabby. Man, when that holiday came, Thanksgiving. Oh, I got to go home. Thanksgiving, I got to go home. I say, okay. She get a plane ticket. She tell her grandmama, granddad, I got to come. I want to see y'all so bad. I said, okay. And so we give her the time off, and she scheduled her plane ticket, and she's going to have an amazing time with her family. And I tell her, I said, okay now, you know, holidays a tough time. Tough time when you've been through something. Keep your focus. Keep your focus. We'll give you some time off work. Enjoy your family. Keep your focus. And another employee drove her to the airport. And she got ready to get out of the car. She started crying. We said, what's wrong? She said, I got to go, but I don't want to go. I got to go, but I don't want to go. We said, what do you mean? And she just kept crying. We say you don't have to go if you don't want to go. But if you want to go, go. Call her granddaddy. Call her grandmama. Having a whole family conference. Everybody's there on the speakerphone in my truck. She crying, granddaddy talking, grandmama talking. And then we all said one thing. It's your decision. You have to make a choice. If you feel this is an addiction moment, do not go. Now, deep down, I know that she knew it was an addiction moment. But she convinced herself, no, I'm just happy to see y'all. And I'm going to miss my coworkers at work. I love working at City Classic Cars, and that's why I'm emotional. I'm going to miss them and miss the cars. And, Papa, I miss you. I can't wait to see you. We said, okay. Spent about 3.5 years. Plane lands in Oklahoma. She goes out to Papa's ranch. She goes in and kiss everybody, get the keys, and ain't been back. That's how serious it is. At 30%. Every now and then she likes something on our page. Maybe every 6 months or so. She don't keep a cell phone, don't know where she is. And every 6 months she'll like something. Then we'll try to contact her and we can't get her. And last time she called me was maybe about a year and a half ago. We talked for maybe 5-10 minutes. Say the word. We'll get on that plane, we'll come get you. She started crying. %. Phone hung up. Shout out to Eagles Nest in Conroe. They're doing great things there. They're changing lives with a re-entry program. They're helping that 30% overcome, teaching them tools again so that they can be successful. We've had opportunity to have partnerships with them in the past to help their program, to bless their program. And so we're really excited about that. Had an opportunity to get up and close to the program. I think it's absolutely special. So I asked him, I said, man, where does passion come from? Where does this connection come from? The humble man's heart broke, and he said, I got a daughter. I never knew it was this bad. So one of the things happen, we think it can't happen to us. It's the other people's problem. It's not your problem till it knock on your door. See, opiate use is not a problem until it knock on your door. Recidivism is not a problem until it knock on your door. To his credit, He said, I'm going to do something about it. So he started that program, and he said, I never imagined the shame and the lack of support that an ex-offender would have when they've done everything asked of them. You will be amazed at how we claim we want to see the 30% make it. And we want to see the 30% turn into the 40%, 40% turn into the 50%. But the problem is we don't, as a society, we don't support them. They need jobs, man. Let's just face it. They need money. They need to be gainfully employed. They need a check on Friday. They need to put that check in the bank. They need to pay their fares. And they need to be treated like people. Well, one of the greatest things God has given me is a company that I own. And He's given me the opportunity to make some powerful decisions. And one of those decisions, until He take the breath of my body, I'm going to be a second chance employer. If you're out there, listen, if you out there, I don't care where you are, north, east, west, south. I don't care if you're a white man, a black man, an Asian man, a Hispanic man. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care who you are. Man, you want somebody to help you, and you got talent. Now, you got to have talent. Now, I ain't even babysit you. But if you have talent, and you just need somebody to help you, dial that number, you know. What Prime say, baby? I ain't too hard to find. Call me, and we'll get you going. This is the last thing I'll share. Now, some of you all don't know this. You know the side that I have a public program where young people come into the shop and we teach them the tools and allow them to be around us, give us a safe place. We have 3 that have gone on to McPherson College. One has graduated now and is working with Wayne Carini. Hey, shout out to you, brother. Another one is, I think she's a sophomore, sophomore or junior. And then the most recent one is Josh. Josh didn't know what he wanted to do, man. And good kid, man. And Josh is at McPherson College as well. But there have been others, man. Now I think about the kid that was a knucklehead and I couldn't get him to work. I think I paid him back then $8. He came on and said to Miss Johnson, I think I need a raise. I said, what's up, man? Oh, I think I need $15. If you don't give me 15, I'm gonna quit. Oh, I guess you won't quit. And man, he started going the wrong path. Young man got shot in and out of the juvie system. And I would hear the story about it break my heart, man. And that young man came to me, it's probably been some years now, man. He came to me, said, Ms. Johnson, thank you. Thank you for helping me. I said, man, you ain't worked for about 3 days. And he actually worked about a month or so. And he's like, but thank you, though. Thank you. I'm doing good now. I got my own business. And then he hit me up for landscaping contract. But you see what I'm saying? It's a good thing, man. But the last thing I wanted to share with you, hey, man, you got one you can't handle. You got a young person that you just can't do nothing with, 19, 20, 21, you know, and you just can't do anything with them. They can't shake it. I do a little bit more intimate mentorship at my ranch. I got an apartment there. I've had young people come from all over the country. That's just private. I don't talk about it. And yeah, I did share the story of Gabby, but she's not the only one who's been ministered to by my family. Because I know how hard it is, man. Remember, my mama and my auntie, boy, they got in that car. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. There's no way you finna go to Florida. You don't know where she at. How you gonna get her? Yeah, how you know she gonna come? It's a crazy, I'm just young, you know. It's the craziest thing I ever heard. Never doubt. When God get in a man or a woman and he push you on a mission, he push you on an assignment, boy, never say never. You never know what can happen. You might be my mama and my auntie jumping in the car. Go get them. You got somebody that you really love, really, really deeply and intimately? Send me an email. See if we can't help you. God bless you.